YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1, and this is some boots on the ground and really more news related to things that you should know. And I am sorry, it's a lot of negative news, but I hope there's something positive in your life right now. And prepping could be positive, just preparing for these uncertain times. Let me start off though. JD, my business partner and friend, sent me this. He sent me a link and that I'm going to put in here, and this link is used to review any of our products, and especially the raw cards, because some people are doing great reviews and we appreciate it, but they're putting them under the seller instead of the product. So if new people come, they don't see them because they're not under the product, they're under the seller. But we truly appreciate any good reviews. It definitely helps on Amazon. So I'll leave that link for you. Let me get right into it. California School District is considering removing honor courses for sake of equality. And this is going to happen in San Francisco Bay Area High School. So they're going to remove the honor classes to make everything equal. The new numbers have come out on personal savings, and they had to revise them 1.1 trillion less than previous thought over the past 6 years. So the government thought we were saving more money. We were not. So this is very negative, and is not good for the recession that we're going into, or we're already in. But you know we're already in it. Also want to say GDP numbers, they were terrible, not good, and it just leans more to recession. United Auto Workers, as you know, they're on strike, but there's going to be some new ones joining them. This is the Volvo-owned Mack truck. It's unaffiliated with the Detroit major 3 automakers, but it is UAW 3,500 workers, and they're in Pennsylvania, they're in Maryland, Florida. Their contract's going to expire on Sunday, this Sunday coming up, and they did vote 98% to authorize the strike. So hopefully they can work this out. The more strikes we have out there, the more chances of the economy being damaged and hurt, but still, we want people to feel like they're getting a fair shake. CNN has announced that a Ukrainian military source says that Wagner forces have moved back into Ukraine. They have a new commander now, and they are moved it back in. I think they're fighting under the Russian Defense Ministry. And it makes sense. If you have all those guys that that's all they know how to do, and you're just sitting around, you're not making a paycheck, so they decided they would go sign up with the Russian Defense Ministry. Bankruptcy filing is way up at very high levels that are more indications that we are in a recession. The lawmakers are trying to make a budget, trying to keep the government from shutting down. Doesn't look good, but one of the crazy things is the Senate funding proposal includes about $6 billion for Ukraine. And many Republicans on the House side said that's definitely a no-go. So $6 billion more of our money will be thrown into the war. If you notice, the existing home sales at a very low level, lowest since 2010. So these sales have finally hit the wall, and basically it's probably caused by mortgage rates going up. But home sales plunged 7.1% month over month in August. There's some secret documents that the Guardian put out that said that Ukrainian government wants the Western allies, the G7, the U.S., to start bombing Iranian manufacturing drone sites in Iran. So Iran is manufacturing drones and sending them to Russia. Russia has also set up the same type of factory to manufacture them in Russia. So just more reason this could spiral out of control and into another world war. Philadelphia has had continuous looting, liquor stores, and really any store, Apple Store. Hopefully tonight there will not be another third night of rioting. This is from Argentina, and the country is just suffering major inflation. It is 124% inflation. Poverty levels at 40%. So people are struggling just to feed themselves, just to get by. Hopefully they can fix this problem. but millions of people are not having enough food. There was a problem with the Polish military and Belarus. Belarus claimed that the aircraft violated Belarusian airspace. Remember, a few weeks ago it happened again, and now it's happened, I think, 2 times more. So just more indications that any of these small incidents could spiral quickly, very quickly, into a conflict. So peace would be the best option over there as soon as possible. Kent Precision Food Groups, it's a facility, and they take and blend packaged dry mixed food products. They have 23 locations in 13 states. They just are laying off 60 employees. Hopefully this will be all. It could be more getting laid off. There's been a lot of layoffs. I'm not going to cover them all, but I'll just tell you real quick. Health insurance, 2,000 jobs. Another country, I think, or company based out of India, 5,000 jobs. Food Panda, this is an Asian Pacific company, massive layoffs. T-Mobile plans to lay off 5,000. Qualcomm, major cuts. Even the Federal Reserve is planning to cut 300 employees and do a restructuring plan. So when the Federal Reserve is laying off, you know it's problems, because they control the printing press. They control a lot of things. Mortgage rates, they're at a 23-year high. So they went up from, I think, a 7.19 last week to 7.31. These are very high rates, almost at the high of the mid-December 2000, and that would be the next highest, and it was like 7.42. So definitely mortgage rates are killing the housing market. I actually have a friend that put in an offer today, so praying that this offer will be accepted and they will get a house. I think eventually it will turn into a buyer's market. So if you're looking for a house, you might want to hold off a little bit. I think it will become a buyer's market. News coming out of Hawaii, Honolulu, with this devastated fire. It's still causing a lot of people problems. Right now they've had more layoffs. Avis Budget laid off a bunch of people just because the tourism is dead. So people aren't coming to the island. They're not sightseeing. They're not renting vehicles because there's really nothing to see in certain areas. More layoffs. This is in tens of thousands of Las Vegas hospitality workers. I've authorized the Culinary Workers Union. Could be going on strike. They haven't gone on strike in over 3 decades, so they have set a deadline. So this could affect Las Vegas, a lot of the casinos and restaurants and hotels there. Epic Games, it is laying off 16% of its employees, about 870 people, and these are the makers of Fortnite. Even I know, I've heard the game Fortnite, and I'm not a gamer, so that's definitely a problem. Target has announced a couple days ago 9 stores closing in 4 states. And basically, this is because of the rampant crime. People are not feeling safe. Plus, the store is losing lots of money with people stealing. This might be one of the most important stories, the China shipbuilding capabilities. I think it's from the War Zone, and Fox News Digital covered it also. But the capabilities for the Chinese is astonishing. They say their shipbuilding capacity is 230 times greater than the U.S., and this is by leaked U.S. Navy intelligence. If you can comprehend, if we go into a conflict, so they can build 232 times more than we can in shipbuilding. That is probably the scariest news story that I will show you today or cover with you today. Also, there was a new law passed in California about fast food workers. I think it was signed by Governor Newsom, and it's going to make their hourly rate $20 per hour next year. The state also has the minimum wage for all workers set, I think, at $15.50. It is the highest in the United States, but going up to $20, it's definitely going to make restaurants have to raise their rates on their food to keep up with this $20. This is leading just to more inflation. But I understand if you cannot survive in California, probably not even on $20 an hour because of the high cost. And to end it, this was sort of sad because a lot of people have dreams of buying their own home, and I encourage home buying. Renting is throwing money away. So if you can buy, it's great to buy and start building some equity and having something that you can call your own. But the typical American cannot afford to buy a home in growing numbers of communities across the nation. And this is from CBS News. They're saying that 99% of the nation in certain areas cannot buy a house because they're priced out of the market. They would have to make, an average income earner would have to make $71,000. So that's sort of sad. It just tells you that we're definitely in trouble economically. Hopefully our elected officials can get their act together, both sides, Democrats and Republicans, and they can start looking out for Americans and not Ukrainians or not anyone else, but first Americans. Thanks for watching.